The confirmed number of coronavirus cases in Los Angeles County comes to 216,139. The confirmed number of deaths reaches 5,171. Here in Torrance, the total number of confirmed cases is 1,168, with total confirmed deaths at 60. Welcome to COVID-19 Today. I'm Ben McCain. It's 4 p.m. on Thursday, August 13th. Los Angeles County health officials once again are telling higher education institutions to take steps to curb the deadly coronavirus. At a recent press conference, officials announced institutions of higher education need to limit campus activities in the near term as community transmission rates remain high, mainly due to higher rates in younger people between 18 to 30 years old, who currently account for 25 to 30% of new infections. While colleges and universities in Los Angeles County may continue their essential operations, most academic instruction must be done through distance learning. In-person training and instruction are exceptions for students who are or will become part of the essential workforce and are required to do activities that cannot be accomplished through virtual learning. They also added on-campus student residency should be limited to only students who have no alternative housing options. El Camino College in Torrance has already announced they will only provide distance learning. If you are struggling with making your rent payments, Los Angeles County is offering support very soon. Next Monday, you will be able to apply for the county's rent relief program. The $100 million program will help about 8,000 to 9,000 households. You will have 2 weeks to apply for emergency rental assistance for low-income renters who are struggling as a result of the pandemic. Residents unable to pay their rent and living on 30% of the median income can receive up to $10,000. Those at 50% of the median income can receive up to $7,500. The eligible income limit for a household of 4 people, including money earned by all adults in that household, is $56,300. For all the information, go to 211la.org/LA County/rent relief. Hospitalizations and intensive care for COVID-19 patients is decreasing statewide. Governor Gavin Newsom recently shared there has been a downward trend in the state's hospitalization rate, which is down 21%, and ICU admission is also down 15% over the past 14 days. State officials continue to process nearly 300,000 coronavirus test results lost because of a data error. The World Health Organization is taking a closer look at your visit to the dentist office. There are reports that the World Health Organization is recommending patients who have upcoming dental appointments that are routine, such as cleaning, should delay it due to the pandemic. The agency says that dentists and hygienists have a more significant risk of contracting the coronavirus and passing it to patients because of how close they are to the patient's mouth. Now, the agency is saying this recommendation is for preventative care and cleanings. If you have pain or an emergency, you should still make an appointment and go to the dentist. This also goes for any other necessary checkups you must have. Health experts say don't delay it and go to the doctor. Officials from the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention are telling Americans to brace themselves for fall. CDC Director Robert Redfield said in a special interview on coronavirus in context with WebMD that the pandemic, along with the flu season, could be the worst fall the country has ever had. He said as the season approaches, it's everyone's responsibility to follow CDC guidelines to prevent the spread by wearing face masks, staying 6 feet away from one another, washing hands often with soap and water, and not being part of crowd gatherings. While Redfield said he's optimistic for the future, it is up to the public to respond and take proper action. He also said taking precautions can reduce the transmission of the flu and added that Americans should get a flu vaccine as they are hoping for 65% of Americans to get the vaccine this year. The United States has recorded more than 160,000 coronavirus deaths so far and will end up as one of the leading causes of death this year. A new study is showing that people can give their pets coronavirus. Texas A&M research is showing a connection between households with positive COVID cases in Texas and their pets carrying the virus. A team led by Texas A&M College of Veterinary Medicine and Biomedical Sciences are seeing evidence that pets living in high-risk households with people who have COVID-19 in Brazos County in Texas and the surrounding areas may also become infected with the virus. They have tested 4 asymptomatic pets, 3 cats and 1 dog. Officials say the study was done not to see whether pets become infected from owners, but rather to see whether pets can become infected in high-risk households and should be considered in the way households are managed as part of the public health response. In late June, the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention said more studies were needed to understand if and how different animals could be affected by COVID-19. For the first time since the pandemic started, the number of Americans applying for unemployment dropped 1 million. Officials shared the latest jobless claims numbers from the Labor Department that shows nearly 963,000 workers applied for unemployment. This brings the total number since the shutdown to nearly 56 million. Before the pandemic, the record high was 695,000 set in 1982. Officials also said last week the number of employers not hiring has increased because of the pandemic. Los Angeles County public health officials announced the first death by another virus. They confirmed the death of an elderly patient due to the West Nile virus. The resident was from South L.A. A few weeks ago, the county reported 2 cases of the West Nile in the region. Officials say again that to avoid mosquito bites, check for items around your home that can hold water and breathe them. Take steps to cover, clean, or clear out those items. This also means clean and maintain swimming pools, spas, and drain water from pool covers. You should also use EPA-registered mosquito repellent products, especially during the current peak season that lasts until November. Most people get the virus from the bite of an infected mosquito. Mild symptoms include fever, muscle aches, and tiredness. And this week, census employees are going door to door to make sure everyone is counted for the 2020 census. If you are worried about whether a census worker approaching your door is a legitimate census taker, officials say they will be wearing a mask and will show an official badge. They conduct work from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. and will carry an official Census Bureau bag along with an electronic device that has the census logo. Another way to see if they are an employee is that they will have an official business notice placed on their car. They won't ever ask for your Social Security number, bank information, or money. Your answers to the census will help determine how hundreds of billions of dollars in federal funding flow into communities every year for the next decade. For any census questions, go to 2020census.gov. With high temperatures continuing to hit the region, state officials are calling for residents to avoid excessive electricity use. The California Independent System Operator has issued a statewide flex alert for tomorrow from 3 to 10 p.m. ISO is asking people to conserve energy because the power grid operator is predicting an increase in electricity demand primarily from residential air conditioning use. The National Weather Service has issued excessive heat watches and warnings for portions of the state that will hit record-breaking degrees in some areas. Between the designated time, consumers are urged to turn off lights and avoid using major appliances. Also set air conditioner thermostats to 78 degrees or higher. Well, the nation's largest movie theater chain is set to open at the end of the month, and they are offering quite the deal if you stop by any of their locations. AMC Theaters announced it will offer ticket sales for 15 cents per movie. It has plans to open doors at 100 theaters. Some movies they plan to show during their opening promotion include Ghostbusters, Black Panther, Back to the Future, and Grease. As for new movies, Disney's New Mutants will debut August 28th, and Christopher Nolan's Tenet to air September 3rd. But as of yet, California and New York won't be allowed to open movie theaters at this time. If you are a new student starting at El Camino College this fall, you'll be able to connect with your future colleagues online. El Camino College is hosting its New Student Welcome Day on August 19th. You can sign up for the session right now. It'll be an opportunity for new students to connect with the El Camino campus community and will be able to hear from a counselor, faculty, and administrators. They are even having a social virtual hangout with student leaders. You can also sign up for various sessions to hear more about majors at El Camino College. To learn more, head to elcamino.edu. And with distance learning in mind, officials from El Camino College are equipping their students with technology to succeed. El Camino College staff has purchased 2,000 new laptops to help students who need access to a computer. The laptops will be loaned to students for use during the semester, which starts August 22nd. There will be a process to determine which students can borrow a laptop. El Camino College is also providing various support services to assist students during this time, such as online tutoring, online library resources, and much more. Fall semester starts August 22nd, and registration is still open. A local brewery is creating a special drink for you to take home. Smog City Brewery announced its new beer cocktail kits called Brix Bombs that are beer slushies. The kit uses its vintage 2017 Brix layer, which is made with Riesling that is dry and floral. Also in the kit, you will have what you need to make popsicles that are made of Tangelo zest syrup, a fruit juice blend. They have also added a recipe card and a Smog City coaster in the kit. Brix Bombs beer slushies kits will be available to order online for taproom pickup or local home delivery as of today. The kit costs $28. Well, with summer over soon, we want to hear how you're spending the last of the summer season and how you plan to make it the best one yet. No matter how big or small your summer plans are, we want to see how you're capturing each moment. Email us at covid19today@torranceca.gov. Well, before we go, at the end of each program, we like to share stories from our community, feel-good pictures, images, and videos that remind us of how resilient our community is and how Torrance truly cares. We brought you this kindness story not too long ago about a local brewery receiving a kind donation. Well, the business owner is sharing his appreciation. The Old Torrance Neighborhood Association donated a box of masks to Yorkshire Square Brewery. Owner Gary Croft said that there are still way too many customers who don't understand the need for a face covering and was glad to have more masks at his business. The donor who gave the mask to the association asked to remain anonymous. Now, if you have a great story to share, be sure to email us. We'd love to hear from you. That's our update for COVID-19 today. We hope you'll join us again tomorrow at 2 p.m. as Leslie Robbins brings you the latest updates. Be safe. Stay healthy, and thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next time.